What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Trilly Show. We are back in the studio. First of all, I really missed being here. It's been a long time coming. I just wanted to stop by, chop it up with y'all for a little bit, share a little story time, and then we're gonna go on about our day. We're gonna have a good day. So I came in the studio because I've been kind of struggling with my emotions and I can't cry for some reason. I don't know why. It is bothering me because I feel like if you gotta cry, just cry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if the tears want to fall, just fall. Like I want to cry. I want to. I'll get down on my knees right now and break down. I really would. I really would. And I can't cry for some reason. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening to me, but I feel like I'm obviously going through a transition period. I am obviously rebirthing and transforming. And so a lot of things that are deep within are coming up so that the energy could be cleared and so that I could move on into that my next phase. So the good thing about this is that the next phase is coming. The next phase is here. It's here right now. I need to learn how to stop being so excited and energetic when I'm sad. It's really a coping mechanism, but anyway, because I'm really sad right now. But okay. Yeah, the next phase is here right now. The fact that I am going through these emotions and this storm feels like it's coming about or that it's here now lets me know that, yeah, God is clearing the energy. He is clearing the space and making new and making room for my new normal. So I am preparing for that. And something that happened to me recently, a few days ago rather, made me think about how what's for you will always be for you. We're going to let that sit. What's for you will always be for you. There's somebody out there right now, or you might be watching. There's something that you want. There's a life that you envision for yourself. There is a higher version of yourself that you are seeing in your mind daily, right? Or you've been dreaming of since a kid. What's for you will always be for you. I don't know how far you are away from that or how disconnected you feel from that or even feeling like, how am I going to get this? If you just believe that it's yours and it actually is yours. So that's the key thing. There are some things that are just genuinely not meant for us. And we're going to go through those periods of figuring it out, of course. But the things that are meant for you are waiting for you. And I promise you, it's going to be good. So let's get to the story time. And why I say this. Okay. If you don't know me, I am a filmmaker, I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm a director, a content creator, motivational speaker, if you will, and all that jazz. So, and these are things that have been in the works my whole life. The first thing I've ever done was write. That was the first piece of art I've ever created was writing poetry. So writing was always in the cards for me, right? Then I moved on into photography, taking pictures on my phone because, even though some of these things were manifested through hardship, what's for you will always be for you, no matter how they're revealed. God is so strategic. But okay, after the photography became the videos. But in that transition, I was going through so much, and I was in my phase of figuring out who I was. And so that's when God gave me the gift of using my testimony, using my words. And this is when I was a teenager. God gave me these things and told me these things. But what matters too is the timing. Timing is so important because just because you got a word or just because you got an idea does not mean it's ready to be released. And also think about that for yourself. sometimes you're not ready to be released, because if you get exposed too soon, baby, you might not be ready for the light. You might not be ready for that job. You might not be ready for that person. You might not be ready for that amount of money. You just might not be ready. And we have to be realistic with ourselves and say, well, where am I at? Maybe that's why you don't have it yet, because you're not ready. And you have to allow God to develop you and build your character so that when it's time to have those things, baby, it's peaches and cream. And that's so important, because sometimes our mind likes to trick us out of our spot. And that is me. Oof. When I say my mind be trying to trick me out my spot, like it just tries to force me to move faster than I'm supposed to be moving, or it tries to force me like into like doing something because of my ego or my confidence, like, and I've grown out of that. Oh, that's something I want to talk about. Growing out, healing your ego and growing out of moving to feel something, and whether that, and then calling it meant to be. God is showing me right now that I need to move at a pace that is in alignment with the path, with the purpose. So that means before I just jump into things, I need to process the emotion behind it. I need to process the reasoning behind it and not feel like I'm behind, or not feel like everyone's moving and I'm not, or not feeling like, why can't I just do this thing? When it's bigger than you, like when you actually have a call on your life, you can't just move, because you're going to mess up his plan. And his plan, it goes beyond your need, your want, and your ego. A lot of the things that we want is so that we could feel good. When really what you're called to do can heal a community, can heal a family. So you're not the only one that's supposed to get the glory, is what I'm trying to say. You're not the only person that's supposed to be served in what you are supposed to be doing. It's bigger than you. So if you're just moving because you want to hurry up and feel it, or you want to hurry up and have it, but you're not equipped enough to have it or do it, you're going to run the mistake of messing up something for somebody else, because we need you. Like, we need you. And I feel like I'm talking to myself when I say that. Like, Trece, there are people out there who need you. Your family needs you. It's no need to go past where you are now to hurry up and get somewhere. It's okay to be where you are now. It's okay to be right where you are. So I'm sorry, I got a little off track. I feel like I needed that. Anyway, back to the story time. So yes, so I produce film, created, influencer, content creator, all of that good stuff, right? So back in 2020, 3 years ago, God had revealed to me a way that he was going to use me in order to, I guess, push me to what he wanted me to do, which was what I'm doing right now. So for years, I studied cameras. I'm talking about on a laptop, in the dark, in a room, just studying cameras, writing it down, just doing the whole nine. And for a very long time, I contemplated buying a camera, which is kind of crazy, but when you think about it. But I was like, just telling myself, like, should I buy it? What if I don't use it? I don't know if I'm even going to use it, or what am I even going to record? Just the self-doubt and the fear just like knocking at my door, and I'm letting it in. Like, who? Oh, hey, like, it was ridiculous. So, but this is how God works. So listen to this. So, and this is before 2020, but in 2020, that is when the magic happened. So I recorded a video for my brother, and my cousin, right? And this was on my phone, and not even thinking nothing of it. I felt called to do something. And that's why listening to your intuition is so important. When you feel the urge to do something and you feel like it feels like right for you, do it. Don't worry about why you're doing it. Don't try to think about what's going to come of this. Just do it. So I recorded the video, And like I said, it was on my phone, so it was like whatever. But it was fun. We had a good time. Honestly, it actually came out really good. I tell you no lie. Probably about, I want to say, a week or two later, right? A random person DMs me and they say, "Oh, how much do you charge to do videos?" And in my head, I'm like, well, I've never charged to do videos. Also, I don't even own a camera. Obviously, I didn't say that to them. I went with it, talking to them. Okay, so what are you looking for? You got to get in character, be the person. What are you looking for? How many hours? Whatever, whatever. So yeah, they tell me and all of this stuff. So now there's a friend that I have that we had each other on social media for a while, and prior to that moment, he was reaching out to me, and something told me to like engage. Like, normally I'm very introverted. I'm very like, if I don't know you type of thing. But something told me, I'm telling you, just something told me to just talk to him, like give him a chance as far as like having conversation and hearing what he has to say. No intention behind it. It was just more of a it's okay type of thing. Like you can talk to him, you can open up to him type of thing. And so, and it was like, it wasn't like something that was like so consistent, but like whenever he did reach out, I spoke back. I was very mannerable. I was very engaged, and I wasn't on some like type of thing. It's just what I felt called to do. Don't even matter. This is months before any of this happens. Please tell me why. So I end up telling him like, oh, because he does music actually, and he films his recordings and stuff, which is also something that I've supported him in. So he goes, I'm sorry. So I tell him like, hey, tell me why somebody hit me up about such and such and such. I need a camera. So he comes with me one day to look for a camera, but I didn't buy it because I just was so indecisive about what to get. And then it was getting closer to the time for for the video shoot. So I was like, I was explaining to him like my frustration and like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Da, da, da. So he just goes upon himself and said, you can use my camera. Guys, God makes no mistakes. I didn't understand way before any of this happened why I felt called to talk to this person in the first place. Why did I feel the need to do that? Months later, I don't even know how long ago apart that was. I'm still in belief of what, you know what I'm saying? From going to contemplating on whether I should buy a camera to follow my dreams. And God knows us. He knows that I was going to continue to doubt myself and just probably let it drag out way further than it has to. I get called to make a video on my phone randomly for no reason at all. To someone hitting me up and saying, how much do you charge? To the reason God put the person in my life being revealed instantly. He don't even use the camera, y'all. He had the camera for so long, and he literally was like, "Oh, you can use my camera. I don't even use it. You good? Like, rock out." I end up getting a camera. I didn't have to spend my money. I didn't have to do anything. All I did was in the dark prepare, learned cameras, didn't know how I was gonna get one, and look what God did. He brought somebody in my life that was able to fulfill that need. Moving forward in 2020, I gets the camera. Next thing you know, I'm outside, I'm taking pictures, I'm just doing random stuff. I still haven't shot anything yet. Then I said, you know what, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I hit one of my friends who had a clothing line, and I said, yo, let me shoot your brand. I wasn't even thinking about, I promise you, again, remember when I started from doing the thing on the phone, that was free. I just did it. I was hitting her up. It was no charge or nothing. I just, again, was just trying to practice and just, try. Oh, how much you charge? Woo, woo, woo. So in my head, I'm like, wow, like, that's crazy. Like, and for this person to even trust me, like, I've showed no real, I didn't have nothing on my page outside of that video I did on my phone, which I'm pretty sure like that wasn't really something that it didn't go viral or nothing. So nobody really knew like what the situation was. For this person to just trust me and pay me without any real evidence that I could do the thing outside of me just randomly taking pictures, just that was crazy to me. But I ain't question it. I shoot your shot. That's the moral of that story. Shoot your shot. Because God is coming for you, baby. And someone is don't question why these things are happening. Oh, why would this? Go for it. I went for it. So we shoot the video. It was crazy. It went exceptionally well. This was my first time using this camera professionally. Never done it before. So for me to even go out and ask her, let me shoot your colon brand, that was me taking a risk on myself. And that's the reason why I didn't plan on charging no money, because I didn't really know how far I was gonna go with it, and how good I was gonna be. Baby, what's for you will always be for you, because God knows something that you don't know. God said, I know what you can do. So I'm gonna give you these urges to do things, and don't worry about why. You'll find out later. I shoot the video. Crazy. Life changed forever. Shot that video, right? Then gets booked for another video that I did for another friend of mine. She had a cookout, and shot that video. By that time, I already felt a lot more like, confident, because I already, that one video, sometimes all you gotta see yourself do something one time, and that will be enough. After that, I was like, you know what? Okay, bet. But keep in mind, I've been doing this for years. I just wasn't doing it to that extent. So you think those small little things that are like not significant or anything, they add up over time. You know how to do the thing. You know how to produce. You know how to create. You know how to write. You've been doing it all of your life. You have to trust those small little things that you've been doing over the course of your life to take you to that big moment. So after I shoot the video for my friend, crushes it, goes crazy. Mind you, again, this is me taking a risk on myself. Crushes it, goes crazy. From then on out, that was it. Like, for the remainder of that time, that year, I was just getting booked, and people were just writing me, and it was just going crazy. Not only was I made thousands off a camera that wasn't even mine. God placed these particular people in these scenarios in place to help me get to this very moment right here. Like, all of that happening is a part of how I get here and where I am today. Okay, so because I wanted to do vlogs, I wanted to do videos, but I just didn't feel like, for some reason I felt like imposter syndrome, basically. Like, I didn't feel like I was good enough or I could really do it. And so I feel like that is why God placed those things there. It wasn't even about the money. but he's so good. He'll say, I'll give you some prosperity and abundance too. On top of that, he put those things in place. I feel like it was basically for him to show me my worth and show me what I can do. And this is another thing that we have to keep in mind. When it's time to move, you have to know when it's time to move, because I could have easily got like comfortable in that and say, oh, okay, I could make money. I could make money. I could be networking. I could be doing all these things. Ooh. God said, no, baby. I just wanted to show you something. Now it's time to go back in hiding. Do you know what that did to me? Do you know how that made me feel? I genuinely felt like it was time to stop. Like, I didn't have it in me anymore. And it was like, and so many people was just like, oh, why we should be doing videos, or why you not posting your videos and all of this stuff. And I just didn't feel called to do it. Like, it was like, go out there, help these people, do this thing, enjoy this thing, but you have bigger fish to fry. And so once I got past that, I went in isolation for another 2 years after having 1 year of just random people hitting me up. I'm talking about people I wasn't even following, writing me how much you charge. I love your work and all of this stuff. That was so amazing because I wasn't even posting my work. Like I may have posted 1 or 2 to 3 things that I filmed for people, but I really wasn't posting my work outside of maybe photos because I just was posting it on my page because they were either of me or of my friends. So, but as far as the videos, I wasn't posting that, obviously the person would probably tag me or something, but it was just crazy how I didn't have to push myself. I didn't have to do this like big promotional thing for me to be in alignment with what I was doing. It just came to me. People found me. People sought out my work. People remembered because after so long of not doing it, that never stopped me from getting a DM here and there saying, "Oh, are you free this time and that time?" And woo. Mind you, I'm not posting nothing. Like, I'm not even posting on Instagram, barely. And if I did post, it had nothing to do with videos. So I just thought it was so amazing how even in my isolation, God is a waymaker. He is a doer. So it was like, because I was obedient, your answers are in your obedience. What you are looking for, the things that you are trying to figure out what to do next or what should you be doing is in your obedience. When you listen to what you're being told and do what you're being told and not try to force yourself and be out of alignment and not being authentic in what you're doing, the answers will come. So as I am in this 2-year isolation, I'm like stressed out though. I'm not going to make it seem like I was just in the isolation, chilling, feeling good. It was terrible. I was crying. I was sick. I was tired. I was stressed out. I wasn't sleeping. All I could think about was like, why can't I start? And God, why me? I just want to start. I just want to do my videos. I just want to get on the Trilly show and talk to these people. And God just says like, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. And that that taught me a lot about stillness and patience and basically just waiting for your time. Sometimes it's just not your time, but again, what's for you will always be for you. So let's fast forward to now, where again I haven't promoted any clientele. The fact that I completely stopped taking clients, period, because I just didn't feel called to it. I felt like I needed to heal, I needed to work on myself, and I needed to get past what I was going through, and that would have just been a big distraction. And recently like this week, but also even within the last 6 months or so, I just had moments where there were things that I had wanted to do and do for myself or whatever. And I was just like, how is it going to happen? Or, how am I going to make that happen? And I promise you, randomly, somebody hits me up saying, are you free? And how much do you charge for this, that, and a third? Which is so crazy to me because it's always so random and it's always when I need it the most. And that is the beauty of being in alignment. Like, I don't have to push myself. I don't have to burn myself out. I don't have to force myself. I gracefully bowed out when I knew it was time for me to focus on myself and my desires. I wasn't greedy. It wasn't like, oh, I can make money from this and I could be doing all of these things. Bowed out gracefully, right? But yet that never stopped the opportunities. That never stopped the opportunities from rolling in. So this random time, which was recently, it was a project that I wanted to do, and I needed to fund the project. And I was thinking about it for a while, and I slept on it, and I went through the planning and the strategy phase, and I tell you no lie, randomly I checked my DM, and there is an opportunity in my DM. What's for you will always be for you. Okay? And I hope that this inspires someone to believe in the process, because I easily could be out there just going after these things or forcing myself into stuff, but God just randomly brings things and lets me know, I got you. I will provide. You don't have to worry. I am a provider. And I don't even know, it just blows my mind how miraculous things happen, and you can't even explain it. Like, it's just so crazy. And I have so much more in me, but I know that in this season right now, it's about me being still and listening to what I'm supposed to be doing and not what I think I should be doing, or trying to force myself to be out there or give something. No, do what feels right. Do what feels good. Don't do what boosts your ego. Don't do what brings in the money, Do what feels right, and I promise you that stuff is just going to come with it. Like, your confidence is going to build, and you are going to gain material wealth in being yourself. That's the theme here. When you be yourself, when you trust the process, when you just naturally flow, things will naturally come to you, and you don't have to go out and stretch your arms and run and chase it. People, places, things, they are going to come and they're going to be for you. You don't have to go through hardship all the time. You don't have to go through these hard lessons to get to those places, when you're just naturally flowing in the process and trusting it, even when it's hard, to know that it's going to come. And when it comes, it's going to stay, because it's actually supposed to be here. And when it's time for these things to go, we also have to learn how to let them go. Because when we don't, now we are holding up the process of things that are in line waiting to be received. That's another thing. You don't want to stay in a place because you're comfortable and because it feels good, because you don't believe that more is on the way. Like, you have to trust that more is always on the way. Like, you have to trust that when God takes something from you, that he has something even bigger behind his back waiting to give you, right? And knowing that it's okay. Like, everything is for a reason and everything is for a season, baby. Like, let it go. Let it go. Like, all them clothes that you can't even fit and you don't even wear anymore. You don't even dress like that no more. Let it go. Make room for your growth. Make room for your abundance. How are you going to expect more when you have your house is cluttered and your mind is cluttered and your phone is cluttered with all of these things? That's why you can't think straight. That's why it's hard for you to receive openly and willingly, because you have so much stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff. But I promise you, your blessings is once you clear that space and that energy, and sometimes it will take a storm. Sometimes it will take a storm to clear that energy. But once it's clear, just know that all your good is coming. All of everything that you waited for, your desires, they are coming. And right now, I am in that period of, it's in between waiting and taking action. Like, God is saying, find the balance in waiting on what I tell you to do, but taking action in other areas that will be important when I bring you what I have for you, right? You understand that? Like, just because you just wait doesn't always mean no, right? Sometimes you have to build your character. Sometimes you have to build the stamina. Sometimes you have to perfect the craft. Like, because it's not because you need to be perfect when you get there, but it's just that God knows us. Like, he knows, like, I need you to do a little bit more before I give you that. Like, because when you get there, I want you to be able to stay there. When you get there, I want you to be able to take what I know is going to be there. Meaning, sometimes there's some people there who won't criticize you. There might be some people there who waiting to tear you down. But when God put you in that place or that relationship that helped you build your strength, that helped you love yourself more, baby, he uses everything. Okay? Because without that relationship that, tore you down but help you find yourself and love yourself and not settle for less ever again, now you can move on to that next chapter and say, I now have the tools to be here. Like, I have the tools to be here and do what I'm doing. And in the seasons where you'd have to just start and then allow the process to take you step by step, that's okay too. Sometimes not making a choice is making a choice. Sometimes all you need to do is make a choice for the next step to be revealed to you. So, although I'm in this season where, I just feel a little cloudy in my head and I feel like, certain things just are happening that are, making me feel a little flustered and frustrated, I just realized that God is just preparing me for what's to come. And in that same scenario, I just broke to you down in the story about how there were things that I was doing prior to the other things that came when they came randomly. That was preparation. Now I was frustrated, right? Why don't I feel confident enough to just buy the camera? Or why don't I just start the YouTube channel? Like, what's holding me back? I was being prepared. And also okay. I want to break this one down too real quick before we go. You don't always have to go through hardship to get where you're going. What do I mean by that? Sometimes if we just listen the first time, we will just easily be able to access the things that we need to do what we want to do. But God knows us. Like, he knows that you stopped now, but you're gonna do it again. Like, he knows that we're gonna repeat these cycles. He knows that we're not there yet. And so, of course, he's gonna send a test. He's gonna allow you the opportunity to see where you're at, right? Just for you to mess it up, just for you to throw it all away because you're not ready, right? So before I go, I just want to say that even though I'm having a hard time in this season right now, I know it's just because God is getting ready to change my life. God is getting ready to bless me so good. God is about to do something spectacular for me. I feel it. But it's not always, gravy. It's not always good. Sometimes it's that feeling of like, I feel it, but there's also this other force holding me. And you have to push through that. That's all I came here to tell you today. Push through that thing that feels like it's trying to hold you back. Push. Keep going little by little. Don't force yourself. Don't burn yourself out. Gentle pushes. One day at a time. One task at a time. Break your task down into smaller tasks. Find love and find life in those moments because God is getting ready to change your life. And what's for you will always be for you. God is getting ready to change your life. You have to know that. Like, he is preparing you right now as we speak to do the thing that he called you to do. To give you the things that you so desire. Don't give up because it's coming. Mark my words. I'm documenting this moment. I'm telling you now, God is getting ready to do something spectacular in my life. I don't know what it is. I don't know when it's going to come. It's going to be random, but he is getting ready to do it. And how do I know that? Because random things are happening, because I am getting urges to do things randomly. Like the messages are just coming to me and calling me to do things. Make that post, say this, say that, random. Like, it's not even me at this point. I cannot take the credit for what's happening. It's a higher power working within me to do something that is going to shock the world in a beautiful, inspirational, purposeful way. And all I have to do is process. All I have to do is prepare. And all I have to do is stay in the vibration of love and faith. And it is coming. I just had to come on here and this was a filler episode because there was something that I wanted to say. There was something that I had in mind, but for some reason I felt disconnected from it. And I was ready to cry. I was really ready to cry because I'm like, why don't I want to do this when I know I want to do this? But I felt like, there was something else there that wanted to come out and be said. And I just went with it. I had no idea how I was going to go about this episode or whatever, but I just spoke from my heart and just praying that the message is received for whoever needed this message. So, dear God, thank you for the strength to even come on here and make this episode after having those small little problems in between. I still came on, I persevered, and I just pray that whoever needed this watches this video and get what they need. I hope that story inspires someone to follow their gut, trust their instincts, and know that you can and you will, and you have the strength and the power to do it. So I just want to read a message that I had text one of my friends before we go, and it was so good, and I felt like somebody needs to hear this. I'm also going to put it on the screen too. So I said, you are not alone in that. I am not there yet. I struggle every single day. My best advice is one step at a time. No matter what you're doing, give yourself time. Break down your tasks into smaller tasks and only focus on one task at a time. Do not let the anxiety of the future hold you back. Just focus on what's in front of you, and when you feel moved, be sure to do something nice for yourself and connect with the beauty in this world. Nature, art, friends, etc. Everything in moderation. Don't overstimulate yourself. Learn to say no. Strong boundaries are important, even boundaries on yourself. When you have to tell yourself that's enough. Practice mindfulness and stillness daily. And before you know it, day by day, your vision will be clearer and you find that love in life is all around you, even in those mundane moments. You will find love there. God uses everything. You got this. Strong one. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Feels good to be back in the studio talking with y'all. I definitely had to just come on here and get behind this camera and just share what I've been experiencing lately and the thoughts that have been on my mind. I love you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a blessed day. And just remember, even if it don't look like how you see it in your head, just know that God is behind the scenes performing miracles and getting everything aligned for your next miracle. You got this. I'll see y'all later.